Murder Drones. My latest obsession, and an amazing series I cannot get enough of. Seriously, I gotta find something Murder Drones related to talk about while we all wait for episode 6. A Murder Drones fan game, maybe? Yeah, they exist. I might as well play one. By the way, totally not doing this because my last Murder Drones related video happened to be the most popular thing I've made for my channel in a bajillion years. Nope, I am totally not on my way to give YouTube's algorithm overlords a good time. In all seriousness though, it's possible I'll make a video about the show itself one day, give my own thoughts and opinions on it, discuss some crazy theories and lore and how f***ing toxic and exhausting the fandom can be. Yes, sadly, Murder Drones is another example of an amazing show with a fandom that is pretty f***ing toxic. But it needs to be said that not everyone in the fandom is like that. There are some amazing and talented people here, for instance the people who are behind the topic of this video. This fan game, which is called, Murder Drones Fan Game. There's really not that much to it, both the name of the game and the game itself. It's made by a developer calling themselves Craftworks, and you can find it for free on itch.io, link in the description. So, what's this game all about? You play as Uzi, fixing up a JC Jensen patented landing pod so he can blast off to Earth to presumably kill all humans. You know, that thing she was talking about at the very end of the pilot episode. To do that, you need to scavenge parts from other landing pods around the area to fix yours. Pretty simple stuff. It's a point and click with a few puzzles that you can beat in less than 10 minutes if you wanted. Let me say that again. You can beat this game in less than 10 minutes. Speedrunners, this is an official invitation. The game begins with you out in the middle of Copper 9's beautiful winter wonderland, getting a nice view of the landing pod you'll be fixing up. You can stare at all the dead worker drones littering the ground outside the pod if you want. Once you're done doing that, you can enter the pod, where you meet the most cinnamon of cinnamon rolls. Someone whose smile and wholesomeness must continue to be protected at all costs, Serial Designation N. He'll be helping you throughout the game. At least he tries to. Spoilers, he actually doesn't do a whole lot, but I don't care. Seeing him here makes me feel so warm and fuzzy on the inside, and I really want to hug him, even if I know he can kill me if he wanted to. Your landing pod also acts as a hub area, and you can access only one other area to start with, Pod 01. When you go there, you get Vaseline smeared all over your eyes apparently. Alright, I need to step back for a moment. While I was working on this video, the game received an update that made it run much smoother while making significant tweaks to its graphics. Much of what you'll see from now on will be the updated version of the game. Back to Pod 01, you need to pick up a monitor to replace the broken one in your pod, but first, you gotta shut off this pod's main power. To do that, you need to enter a code into the main computer, and to get the code, you need to hack the computer by using your absolute solver powers. Part of me wanted Uzi's dad to show up during this bit to bug Uzi, and in response, she got to say this to him.
Important hacking going on!
But that doesn't happen. Uzi's dad is, unfortunately, not in this game. Uzi herself doesn't say much, and you don't actually get to see her, only her perspective. There's no voice acting. There's hardly any music, I felt like adding my own because why not, and Ed and Uzi are the only recognizable characters from the show that are in this game. I say recognizable characters because I'll explain in a moment. To be clear, none of these comments should be taken as me bashing this game for not having X or Y or whatever. Nah, I'm just nitpicking. Anyways, you find the code, type it in, turn the power off, take the monitor, and head back to your pod. Once you've replaced the broken monitor, you now have access to Pod 02 and the gas station. Pod 02 is the part of the game that kinda confused me for no reason at all. N walks up to the pod and knocks on its front door. The person who answers is, who is this? At first I thought this was V, but then I realized, hang on a minute, that's not V. That doesn't look like her at all. Craftworks said this is supposed to be another disassembly drone who came to Copper 9, not V or J, though they don't look much like a typical disassembly drone. Apparently in an earlier version of the game, V was in that spot, being a placeholder for... I'm going to call them Serial Designation W. The W standing for who is this, why do you need to kill them, and what do they do to deserve that? Uzi has her railgun now, and I guess she's holding it with her solver powers? N tells you to take the shot, and you do just that, blowing W to bits and distorting reality in the process. Seriously, what happened to the pod? What you're actually here for is a generator, one that looks and behaves an awful lot like a battery. You plug the generator, battery, whatever doohickey into your pod, it somehow duplicates itself with the duplicate staying in your inventory, and you get main power restored. Awesome, right? Hang on a moment, you're not finished yet. Remember that gas station I mentioned earlier? Yup, it's time to go to the gas station to get some gas for your landing pod. Don't question it. First, you need an empty gas can. To get the gas can, you need to go inside the station, but the front door is locked and you need a combination to unlock it. To get the combination, you need to turn off main power to the station, which makes a bright neon sign start glowing in the window telling you what the combination is. Again, don't question it. The numbers' colors match up with the colors on the lock. Once you unlock the front door, you head inside, grab the gas can, fill it up, head back to your landing pod, click on N, he pushes a few buttons, and... you're off to Earth to slaughter some humans. In other words, that's the end of the game. Credits roll, there's a little message from Craftworks, and... I gotta say, I did find myself enjoying this. True, I ran into some glitches here and there, no pun intended. Once, I got the lock from the gas station stuck on my screen, and I couldn't dismiss it, not even by returning to the main landing pod. The main reason I wound up in that position was because I didn't realize you needed to turn the power off at the gas station to get the combination for the lock. To be fair to myself, with the older graphics, the gas station looked like it had no power to begin with. It's why I'm glad Craftworks is still supporting this game, even if they've largely moved on to other projects by this point. Overall, for what it is, this game's pretty fun. If you're like me and have a growing murder drones obsession, it's definitely worth checking out. Thank you for watching, and please consider doing all the typical supporting people on YouTube things. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, ring that bell, those sort of things. Also, you can toss me a few dollars via my Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to those are in the description. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.